When you discover an odd, complex-looking structure in your backyard, the mind tends to jump to one alarming conclusion: bees. Or worse, wasps. For Jonathan Weber, a retired university professor living a peaceful life in Berkshire, England, that's exactly what happened. But what began as a routine check for stinging insects quickly turned into a fascinating discovery that left even the experts amazed. Before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. It was a crisp spring morning when Jonathan wandered into his garden, tending to his usual round of plant watering and hedge trimming. That's when he noticed a strange, mud-colored, twig-entangled mass tucked beneath one of his rose bushes. It looked oddly constructed, with a rough exterior and tiny holes near the top. Having dealt with wasp nests before, Jonathan didn't take any chances. He backed away slowly, heart racing. "I've seen my fair share of nests over the years," he later said, "but this one gave me pause. It just looked different." As he had done each year without fail, Jonathan called his trusted local pest control service. Within the hour, a technician named Marcus arrived, dressed head to toe in protective gear, armed with specialized tools, and ready for an angry swarm. What he found, however, wasn't what he expected. Marcus knelt beside the structure cautiously, studying it from a distance before inching closer. "At first glance, I thought we were dealing with a wasp nest," Marcus recounted, "but the shape was off. It wasn't the usual spherical form we see with bees or wasps. This one had a more cylindrical, column-like build, almost architectural in its design." He examined the ventilation holes at the top, which were symmetrical and evenly spaced, unusual features not found in typical hives. There were no buzzing sounds, no aggressive wing beats, no movement at all. Perplexed, Marcus decided to escalate the matter. A deeper look into nature's hidden architects. Wanting to be absolutely sure, Marcus contacted a local entomologist, Dr. Elaine Evans, renowned for her work on native pollinators and insect habitats. Later that afternoon, Dr. Evans arrived, her eyes lighting up the moment she saw the structure. Jonathan blinked in confusion. "Solitary bees? Aren't all bees part of colonies?" Dr. Evans smiled. "That's a common misconception. Not all bees live in hives or produce honey. In fact, most bee species are solitary. Each female builds her own nest, lays her eggs, and seals them off with care. No queens, no workers, no hierarchy. Just a single mother doing it all." Jonathan was stunned. What he had feared was a dangerous infestation turned out to be a delicate and ecologically important habitat. "These bees are gentle," Dr. Evans continued. "They rarely sting, and when they do, it's only in defense. They're far less aggressive than honeybees or wasps and incredibly beneficial. They're among the most effective pollinators we have." She explained that the structure was likely built by mason bees or leafcutter bees, species that prefer nesting in natural crevices, using mud, leaves, or twigs to construct protective tunnels for their young. The tiny ventilation holes, ingenious design features created by the mother bee to regulate airflow and prevent mold inside the nest. A teachable moment in an unexpected place, Jonathan's backyard had become a haven for a species rarely acknowledged yet vitally important to our ecosystem. The revelation changed his perspective entirely. "It was eye-opening," Jonathan admitted. "We always hear about saving the honeybees, but no one ever talks about these little guys. They're working just as hard, and they ask for nothing in return." Inspired by the discovery, Jonathan decided not to remove the structure. In fact, he's gone a step further. With Dr. Evans' guidance, he's planning to install a few bee hotels and native wildflowers to encourage more solitary bees to nest in his garden. "I never imagined I'd be cohabiting with bees," he chuckled, "but knowing they're helping the planet and that they won't chase me around the yard makes it a win-win." Dr. Evans praised his decision, noting that more homeowners should consider creating bee-friendly environments. Solitary bees are declining due to habitat loss. By doing something as simple as letting nature do its thing, people like Jonathan are making a big impact. A buzz worth spreading, Jonathan's unusual find and the journey that followed ended up sparking a wider conversation in his community. He shared his experience with neighbors who were equally surprised to learn about these non-aggressive bees quietly going about their work. His story even got picked up by a local gardening newsletter, inspiring others to look twice before calling pest control. What began as a nervous call about a potential swarm turned into an unexpected lesson in ecological stewardship. Jonathan now sees his backyard not just as a place of beauty and retreat, but as a small, thriving piece of the planet's greater puzzle. So, The next time you stumble upon something odd in your yard before grabbing the bug spray, take a moment to look closer. Nature often hides its most fascinating wonders in plain sight. As Jonathan Weber discovered, not every strange structure is a threat. Sometimes it's a gift, a rare opportunity to witness nature's quiet brilliance up close, and maybe even become a guardian of it.